Good morning, everyone. It is day 59 on the Florida Trail. It is 7:34 a.m. and we are approaching a mile in at this point. Excuse me. Warm night last night. Yeah, probably upper 60s or so. Something like that, maybe 65, I don't know. And unfortunately the breeze that we had died down overnight. It's supposed to kick up again today into the teens. So that'll be nice because the temperature's supposed to be like 85. So it's gonna be a little warm. Trying to get through our miles as quickly as we can. We've got 18 point something planned for the day. However, that does not include we're gonna do a road walk to get around a very wet, sloppy, potentially deep and muddy section again. Based on comments, that section has water issues. Again, waist deep. Maybe more, things like that. So we're going to be on a road anyway. So we're just going to continue on that road until it reconnects and bypasses that section. So that's the plan. We went to bed last night just at dusk. We had, 4 barred owls, like right outside of our tent. So that was fun. They didn't last too long. It was kind of fun to listen to. And then sometime in the middle of the night, a tree came crashing down right in the campground, right in the center where the road is. So that was woke us up, startled us a bit, but fortunately it was okay. It wasn't near us. At least not close enough to be bothersome. So, all right, we got to cross this so that we don't have to go through that. I think that's about it for now. So we will catch you a little bit later. Hope you're having a great day. Going through a stand of bamboo. Water crossing. Stay in the middle, we're out of the ruts. Woo. Nice and cool on the feet. Feels good. All right, there is the Florida Trail heading off into water that's reported to be waist deep with obstacles underneath and swampiness and all kinds of stuff that we're not going to deal with. So we're going to continue on this road. Not really sure how far until it reconnects, but maybe a couple of miles, we'll see. Thankful for some breeze and clouds on this hot day. $800 miles! Woohoo! And rejoining the Florida Trail, which then now continues up this road again. Same road we've been on for the last 5 miles. 7 miles, I think. All right, we should have about 2 miles left to camp, I think. This is Villas Camp, where we were planning to stay for the night originally. There are 2 benches and a fire ring and a little bit of space. No shade there, just FYI. But there's also no water, which we knew about. We weren't sure what time we were going to get here, and since it's only 1:30 right now, we're going to push on a few more miles, head up into the next section, probably about 6 more miles or so, something like that. There's a pond up there and a campsite right next to it, basically. So we're going to go up there, but we're going to take a break here for lunch in a minute, so I'll fill you in on the rest later. We are now entering the section that has Camel Lake in it, just below the town of Bristol. And just like the section behind us, this is what we were going to do tomorrow, which we are decided to do part of today. But just like the section behind us, there are reports of very high water right there up that trail and all through this section, all the way up through Camel Lake.
Waist high.
Waist and more. Yeah, mud and everything. Kind of like the same as what we were seeing from where we bypassed earlier this morning. So we're going to camp up here where this reconnects with the Florida Trail around Bonnet Lake, and there's a campsite there as well. So that's where we're going to stay tonight. All right, rejoining the Florida Trail. We just came up from that way, several miles. I want to say probably 5-ish, something like that. And now we're going to continue up the trail this direction, which loops right up by Bonnet Pond, and our campsite is right after it. So that's where we're headed now. We've got less than a mile. Bonnet Pond, our water source for the night. Some of the clearest water we've seen in a while. It's not even really tannic at all. It's beautiful. Lots of frogs living in it and cypress trees. Okay.
Sure.
She didn't brush her teeth yet.
Okay.
All right, here's the wrap up for day 59 on the Florida Trail. We did, what did we end up with? Like 22 plus, I think, miles today.
Yeah. Not closer to 23.
Yeah, actually, I think it was 22.8 or something like that. Yeah. So, but that wasn't all red line Florida Trail. You know, as you'll see it all in the videos, but basically there were, so we intended to go to a different campsite tonight. We had skipped some trail miles due to water issues and mud issues, things like that, waist deep and whatever the reports are. Right. So we road walked. Well, we continued walking on the road.
Sorry, not sorry, because after bushwhacking and mud and in other situations, just want to try to avoid those circumstances as much as possible.
Sure.
So,
yeah. We're definitely not we're not as purist as we were when we did the AT.
No. Or the PCT so far.
Yeah, we're the PCT. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess we're just not into walking through waist deep water and mud and you know, the reports that there are pockets of holes in the mud that you can fall into. Suddenly you're in neck deep water, and it's just the matter of a step.
The bugs are also constant out here. So
Yeah.
as soon as you slow your pace, they swarm.
Yeah.
And that's what would be happening as well. If we're
Yes.
in those woods and
Right.
it's mucky and water and
Yeah, because we're definitely
marshy
we're going through that stuff still.
Yeah.
It's not deep water and that kind of stuff, but as soon as you get to it,
it
You're-
slows your
you're
pace
swarmed.
and then you
Yeah.
get swarmed. So
yeah. So,
yeah.
but at any rate,
We have
so
lots of excuses for not doing it.
yeah, I guess. Yeah. So we started out this morning from Porter Lake. We were on trail for 9 miles, I think it was, and then we did a road walk to skip over some of that stuff. And ultimately, the road led us right back onto the trail anyway. And we got up to where we were going to camp, but it was like what, 12:30?
Yeah, it was early, and the water source was okay, but it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But it was too early to finish.
And the water
for the
source
day.
was a mile away.
Yes,
From the
we
campsite.
would have been carrying,
Which we've done.
plus
Yeah.
liters. Well, yeah, we've done that.
We've
but
done that plenty of
It was
times.
hot, and it's why sit in the sun in a tent and sweat when you could be making miles and doing the same thing.
Sure. Yeah.
You know. So,
Right, because we would have been sitting there for 5, 6 hours
Right.
just baking in the sun,
Yeah.
and not had any more water without making a 2-mile round trip to
Right.
go get more.
To go get more water.
When we could have just hiked, which we did, hiked 6 more miles or so,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
And the water is 0.2 away.
Yes.
And it's a very lovely lake.
It's very nice.
Really
yes.
nice, clean, clear water.
Yep.
It's
There
really
are
nice.
alligators in it, however. We
Are
did
there?
see one.
No, we saw a beaver.
Was it a beaver?
I thought it was a
I thought it
beaver.
was an alligator.
Oh, well, I don't know. I thought it was a beaver.
No.
Okay. Actually, it makes more sense that it might be a beaver. I mean, an alligator, but I thought it was a beaver. Anyway, I don't even know if they have beavers in Florida, but that's what I thought it was when we saw it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes. So I guess that's what we saw. An alligator.
You'll have fun editing this part.
I'm not going to edit it. They're going to enjoy it just as it is. Anyway, yes, when we went back down to kind of clean up a little bit, we saw something swimming away.
It's an alligator.
So, a small one, though.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was
small.
Yes, he was small, Mom.
Yeah. So, anyway, but it's a very, very nice, nice pond. And so, like we said, it just made more sense for us to continue hiking and get here. And there were some more skipping miles in there, and there will be tomorrow as well. The reports of this area in particular where we're headed through tomorrow, I can't remember the name of the lake up there offhand, but that apparently is really bad up there. So we're road walking through that area to get back to the red line. And at that point, it is all road. I mean, the trail is road.
And then we go through towns.
And then we go through several towns.
So-
Yeah. So,
A cold drink is in my future for tomorrow.
oh, I can't,
If not- if
probably
not 3.
several. Yeah. So I can't remember where, Liberty Springs or something like that, I think is the first one. Very small town, it looks like. Then we get into, I want to say Bishop, but that's not right.
That's not right.
That's not right. It doesn't really
That's
matter.
PCT.
And then we'll get through that town, walk through that town until we get to the next one where we're going to 0. But we just decided since we got here today, we're just going to do the 21 or whatever it is.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to push it tomorrow to get to that town. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow. It's going to be almost literally all road walking, some of which will be our choice, and most of it will be PCT, Florida Trail. So, all right. Okay. I feel like we saw something today. Actually, no, I guess we didn't really see anything.
No, we saw a lot of those carnivorous plants.
Oh, yeah,
we saw
we did.
a lot of that.
A lot of
that was
those.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, that
very
was
pretty.
That was neat. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
The
I think
pitcher plants.
pitcher plants. Yeah. So that was very nice. Yeah. So I think that's it for day 59. So we will see you tomorrow on day 60. Have a good night.
Night.
All right, here we are at the Bonnet Pond campsite for the night. It is maybe 0.2 from Bonnet Pond. That's the trail that leads, from the Florida Trail right here down into the campsite. There's room for a tent there. Probably, I mean, if you had singles, you could put maybe 2 more over there. You could probably put 2 or 3 over here, as long as they weren't large tents. Fire ring, bench, Per usual, that is us and our laundry line, as always, drying stuff out. It was a hot day today. All right, have a good night.